Is OddsJam lying to you? Lately, I've been seeing a bunch of different Twitter posts pop up on my feed saying things like, I made $32,000 live arbitrage betting this month, or fourth straight career best month using OddsJam and their arbitrage and plus EV tools. I want to explore in this video whether this type of profit is actually attainable, or is the company trying to sell you a product with these glamorous numbers attached to it only for you to find out it's a facade? Because I see so many different conflicting things out there on Twitter. For example, live arbitrage betting. It's the hottest thing in town right now to make a lot of money off of. But when I talk to real subscribers and people that are trying to use the live arbitrage tool, they're like, yo bro, I can't get a single play down because it moves so fast. So I want you to sit back and relax with me for the next 10 minutes as we dive into the tools that OddsJam offers. And we're going to explore whether you can make thousands of dollars using this software, or is it all a lie? Be sure to stay tuned to the end of this video where I'm going to reveal to you my actual month-to-month figures so that you can see this data firsthand, which will give you an authentic insight into the gains and losses that you can experience with a sports betting software. Don't miss out on this valuable information which is coming straight from the source. It is the key to understanding your realistic potential in your sports betting journey. Because I will warn you, if you skip just one of these topics that we are about to discuss, mark my words, it might just be the one thing standing in your way between your success or demise when looking to use a sports betting software. But first, I need you to smash that subscribe button if you want to beat the sports books. I'm on a mission to empower the experienced sports bettor, and I want to share with you for free the precise tips and strategies that have significantly contributed to the growth of my bankroll. I upload videos every week teaching you how you can become a profitable sports bettor, and you're not going to want to miss a video. Since September of 2021, I've been using OddsJam and have placed almost 16,000 wagers utilizing this platform. Among the plethora of tools OddsJam offers, they specifically highlight 3 tools that supposedly can elevate your bankroll from mere pennies to the penthouse. Among their suite of tools, the most accessible and by far the one you're probably tired of seeing a promotional email for is their arbitrage tool. This is where we're going to engage in betting on both sides of a match, and we're going to take advantage of the difference in odds to make a risk-free profit. So over here on the arbitrage tool for this European Basketball League game, there's an arb opportunity between BetMGM and DraftKings. We can see that the percent return is 1.37%. So when we click on this purple calculator, let's say on BetMGM we wanted to bet $25. That means we would have to bet $14.60 on DraftKings. Our total stake would be $39.60, which is just these two amounts combined, added together. And no matter what happens, we're going to make back $40.15. So we're going to make a risk-free profit of 55 cents. Now, can you make money arbitrage betting? Absolutely, 100% you can. But you need to be aware of these 5 tips. Number 1, you have to move extremely fast. These opportunities that you just saw on the screen will vanish usually in less than 5 minutes. We are targeting books that have stale, outdated lines. Once these books realize that they are misaligned with the broader market, adjustments are swiftly made. Missing out on opportunities arbitrage betting is not uncommon. In fact, it's quite common. And it's crucial to understand that you necessarily didn't make any mistakes on your part. Number 2, one important aspect that is often overlooked with arbitrage betting is the amount of money that you have to stake in order to make a decent return. Back to our EuroLeague example here, if we added a 0 to BetMGM, that means we would have to put up a total of $396 to make $5.51. For some of you, that might be pretty decent. For others, you might say, that's not enough money, $5, who cares? So then you'd have to go and put up $500 on BetMGM, $292 on DraftKings. We're putting up almost $800 here to make $11. And that's not that bad. But we're putting up an insane amount of money to make $11. Is this risk-free profit? Yes, it is. But how many of you are going to be able to put up $800 on one arbitrage play? So the problem is you're scrolling on Twitter and you see this insane profit from one person, but they're not telling you the amount of money they had to stake in order to generate that return. And while we're on Twitter and people showing massive returns, another very common practice that isn't discussed at all is the use of P2 and P3 accounts. when these people are arbitrage betting and they're putting down gobs of money to make a solid return, some sports books will limit them faster than others. Now, it varies on the sports book, but sometimes they will get limited within a few weeks or a few months. Now, to combat that, what they'll do is sign up their wife or their mom or their dad or their brother or their sister on the same sports book, but they'll have a brand new account and brand new account health. And while this strategy may offer a workaround, it is not something that I endorse. So now they can keep the party going with the massive amounts that they're putting down because they have brand new accounts. But the problem is that these accounts are linked to individuals that have to report their taxes on these winnings. And this is an aspect that is seldomly shared with the public. And it's definitely absent when people are boasting and touting at the end of the month how much money they made using these tools. But this is something that is widely known in the betting community. Also, if someone is just using their own accounts with arbitrage betting, but they're making a ton of money, then that means that they were a casual sports bettor for a long time. They lost and stunk up the joint. So the sports books love those types of customers. They increase their credit line or increase the amount of money they could put down per play. But then they discover OddsJam, and now they can leverage these high limits where they can put substantial amounts of money down per play, where maybe someone like you and I, we don't have that luxury. The reason that I haven't made a step-by-step tutorial on live arbitrage betting to give you guys a guide, I'm not fast enough. I have not figured out a way to consistently get these types of plays down to lock in profits night after night. If you think pre-match arbitrage betting is fast, try your hand at live arbitrage betting and locking down both sides at once. It is lightning fast. The lines move super fast and you're sitting in front of your computer screen for 2, 3, or 4 hours and you might have only locked down like 3 plays. Now, on the contrary, there are definitely some people out there who have claimed that they have the recipe, they have the sauce and have figured it out. I'm eager to hear from you about your experiences with live arbitrage betting. Leave a comment down below. Have you been able to rake in consistent profits with live arbitrage betting? Or are you like me, where you have struggled mightily just to lock down 1 or 2 plays within an hour's worth of time on the screen? While it's entirely feasible to actually make thousands of dollars arbitrage betting, achieving these gains requires a comprehensive understanding of what we just discussed. And unfortunately, I feel these valuable tips aren't discussed openly and shared with the public. Now, 2 other tools that are heavily promoted by OddsJam, capable of yielding substantial profits, are their positive expected value tool and their daily fantasy optimizer. But both the Plus EV tool and the DFS optimizer follow a very similar blueprint. It is essential to understand that this is positive expected value, not positive guaranteed value. Nothing is guaranteed in sports betting. Well, I can pull up the Plus EV tool and demonstrate to you numerous of plays that are really sharp and that have an edge. Provide a breakdown and give you in-depth analysis on each play. There's no assurance that any of the plays that I share with you will actually win. And this is why discipline and patience are so paramount when utilizing both of these tools on OddsJam, especially with the daily fantasy optimizer, where you're going after the underdog, prize pick, dabble, jock market platforms, putting together a 2-pick or a 6-pick and beyond type of play. The variance associated with these slips is significantly higher compared to straight wagers. And this is something that, in my opinion, isn't discussed enough in this space. The truth is, I wholeheartedly believe in OddsJam and their tools. I find them to be absolutely fantastic and capable of taking the novice beginning sports bettor and helping them become a sharper sports bettor. In fact, OddsJam is the driving force behind the creation of this YouTube channel. While their marketing might be aggressive, there's no denying their value that their tools bring to the world of sports betting. These 3 tips that I'm about to share with you are crucial to understand if you want to jump in the world of sports betting using a software. A crucial consideration for anyone that is interested in using OddsJam is that you need to have a bankroll that is at least $1,000 or above. This is going to allow you to effectively cover the subscription cost because you're going to be able to wager enough money down to make the return to cover it. Obviously, if you use my code Billy35, it's going to save you 35% off your first month, but then after that first month moving forward, you need to make sure that you're wagering enough so that return that you do get covers the cost. Success with OddsJam requires a lot of commitment. It's low-key a part-time job. In breaking down my monthly approach, 90% of my plays are positive expected value, 5% are round robins, and 5% are arbitrages. Just this past January was my greatest month of sports betting all time, and I brought back over a 9% return. I placed almost 600 bets, and as you can see, I wagered almost $71,000 just to make back a return of $6,600. So you can expect to make anywhere between a 2 to at most 10% ROI, but it's really going to be dependent on how much money that you're actually wagering. My second greatest month was February of 2023. I put down 805 bets, brought back an 8.34% return, and made almost $8,500. But again, I wagered $101,000 just to be able to get this type of return. Now it's important to note, like anybody else, I have my losing months. And unless you're arbitrage betting 100% of the time, you need to understand that you're going to have losing weeks or losing months. October of last year, I lost almost $1,600. I beat the closing line value 68% of the time, and I placed almost 750 bets. I didn't do anything wrong. I was following my normal process, but there are no guarantees sports betting. If you're trying to figure out how much money you might be able to make sports betting using OddsJam, here's what you need to do. Figure out how much money you would wager per day. Times that by 30 or 31 days, figure out what the total amount is per month, and then times that amount by 0.02 or 0.1 and figure out your range then of what your profit can look like. That is a realistic approach. Now you have the tips to fully understand what a betting software can do for you. If you're thinking about signing up for a software, you need to make sure that you have a betting strategy that's ready to go so that you can start making money on day one. Click this video right here to help me earn over $18,000 over the course of 6 straight profitable months. I break down exactly how I execute this step by step so that you can implement this into your strategy and start earning money right now.